The Immaterial Games Podcast with these guys.
So close to the end of the year.
So close, but still so far away.
And I've just noticed something. In the corner of the room where I'm recording, there is a toothpick. It's a toothpick.
Okay.
It's a toothpick from Martin's stupid bloody toothpick crossbow that he's got. But he's fired it, and there seems to have been a spider web in the corner of the room. I know that because the toothpick is just hanging there in the web. I mean, it'll just get cleaned down, but I mean, the spider that decided, oh, you know what'll help the stability of my web? A 2-inch piece of wood with a pointy bit on the end. I think it's less. It's turned into like a tempting trap for flies and more of a warning. Just stay out. So
Well, he might plan it on putting a head like on the spike.
Yeah, I get you.
So that's why he kept it.
Yeah.
Now he's waiting for like a nice big fly.
So you could just just on the head. Perfect. Right. In that case, we will get straight into this now that we've talked about fly murder. Because speaking of that, it's the Immaterial Gamers podcast.
Woohoo!
Yeah, boy. Episode
And guess
73.
who's back?
Oh my God! It's Darius. Darius is back, and I'm Ryan, and Steph's here too as a producer. What we'll do straight away is last week we did talk about the stupid name for the Xbox, the new Xbox that was being brought out, called the Xbox Series X. Straight away, before we get anywhere, it's got even more stupid because Microsoft had turned around and said, well, no, it's actually just called Xbox. So this week, we are Microsoft consoles. So I'm Ryan, and I'm the original Xbox. That's not to be confused with the Xbox or the Xbox One. And we've also got Darius, who is the Xbox One, which is not to be confused with the original Xbox or the Xbox. And then producer on the podcast is Stefan, and he is the Xbox, which is not to be confused with the original Xbox or the Xbox One.
So he's the newest one.
Yeah.
You are the oldest one.
Yeah. And you're the one that was previous to the new one. See? It's a lot easier when you just explain. No one is confused at all. Okay, so Steph's asking if he should be in the middle. Wait, so you want to be the Xbox One and Darius is the Xbox? Is that how that works? I mean, okay, right. So I'm the Xbox. Steph is the Xbox One, and Darius is the Xbox.
Right. So
Perfect.
Stefan wants to swap, and I'm going to be the newest one. The youngest.
The newest one, the Xbox. Yeah, good times. So it's Christmas Eve as this comes out. So while this is happening, we're all sat here not worrying about what's going on and just
Merry Christmas.
nomming into food, watching bad Christmas films, or just like not watching the Christmas films at all and just finding something else to watch that might be fun.
Or playing some game.
Or playing games. Well, you'll do that. I'll socialise.
Well,
Yeah.
you still can play the games with family.
Hey, yes. I mean, that'll be all there. I mean, it's not New Year, so hell no. Oh, Steph, you're missing what the meaning of Christmas is, mate. That's right, game. Solo games. Are they games that just fit in a red plastic cup? So like solo cup. Steph says yeah. Okay, so we've got Christmas coming up, and I decided this week's podcast, because it's the last one that we're actually recording. We're going to do another best of podcast. I say that I'm going to go the way of the American TV show. It's going to be a clip show next week, so it's just going to be clips from the previous podcasts this year. Might as well use the material we've already got and reconstitute it into something new. It's like mechanically recovered podcast. So we'll go for that. So for this week, we're going to change it up. Were we doing the same? Are we doing the same for the other shows? Says Steph. I don't have that much time on my hands. I mean, I could for the podcast maybe put some clips of other things in. We're going to get round to doing stuff eventually, but we've got got other projects that are coming up, and maybe an advertisement will be coming up with clips of stuff
of new projects.
Yeah, and stuff will be coming along. It's a discussion. We'll go that far.
Well,
but,
so if you will be creating like a showcase for next year, let me know so I can purchase some of mine.
Okay.
Clips.
Steph says 5 years later. You are optimistic. But yeah. So this week we're forgoing the what's been played because of the fact that it's Christmas and I want to provide gifts. Santa is here. Ginger Santa is here in town, and he's provided the three of us with some gifts each. Now what we're going to do is we're going to...
Were we good this year to get gifts?
I went to a couple of shops this year for gifts. I went to IGN, that great store that provides really, really weird reviews compared to the rest of the internet, and sponsored advertisements for stuff that they then pan in reviews 2 weeks later. Games journalism, and found a couple of presents. Now I have to warn you, those presents have been taken from the article called 8 Gaming Disappointments of 2019. So that'll be there. But to balance that out, I also went to another shop. I went to a shop called The Verge, and they had a discount sale on the top, in their opinion, top 10 games of 2019. And so you've received some presents based on them as well. So,
okay.
So let's get straight into it. And let's, Darius.
Yes.
Should we open up a present for you?
We can do.
See, and to do
can I decide whether I want to receive first the bad one and then the good one, or it's up to you?
It's up to you. Do you want to receive the bad one or the good one?
The bad one first.
You want to receive the bad one first. Okay, perfect. So use some Foley effects. I've got an old Magic the Gathering pack that's half opened. So.
Ooh.
Okay. So Darius, your present that you received was a game that's not due out anytime soon.
How is that bad?
Got that right? It's bad because it's been delayed multiple times.
Ooh.
So this is sort of based on IGN's story. I mean, this year, probably more than a few, we've had a lot of games that have just constantly said that they were coming out this year and then got delayed to later on in the year. And then some that just even turned around.
Yes. Well, I would say this kind of story, it even had the beginning, like, not 2019, but also 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Because, let's say, on 2018, there was, like, the big E3 thing, and Sony announced some games, Xbox announced some games, and they're supposed to be by around the beginning of this year. However, we're still not gonna see them until, like, middle of 2020.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like, it's... I don't know, I think it's just sort of disappointing on that, especially when they turn around and the disappointing...
What?
I don't know what Steph's on about there. I mean, okay, that was a disappointing present, but I actually got you a different one. But we'll get to Steph's other bad present later. He said that you got a gift you got a gift of Fallout 76's subscription service, but I don't want to end the year on shitting on Fallout 76 again, so we're just going to ignore him. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look at some games according to IGN that have got got delayed.
Sorry to disturb you. I would say that's the example of the game which should be delayed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, probably delayed, still delayed now, not delayed in, Yeah, I mean, everything Bethesda's done on that is just, it's enough that we could actually make an episode of the podcast purely based on that. So that's why I wanted to sort of go, because, I mean, we've been shitting on them pretty much since November last year. So I don't want to go again, but, we know that that's bad. It just is, so we just carry on. So this was like some of the games among the notable, according to IGN. Animal Crossing New Horizons was supposed to be out this year, is now going to be March 2020. Doom Eternal was supposed to be out November 22nd. I'm sure they announced that like a week or two before it was due to come out, that they were delaying it to March. Wasteland 3, I mean, to be honest, that's like a Kickstarter game. I don't think much on that one. Psychonauts 2, I don't know. That was announced and...
Westlands is basically, the first and second one was like a new sort of Jagged Alliance thingy. And the third one, they just done a Kickstarter on it because, well, they don't have money.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But I mean, I guess if it makes the games better when they come out, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a thing to go for. If they pull, if they say pull an Anthem, where they were delayed for 3 months and were still crap, then we don't want, so we move on. So I hope you enjoy your gift there, Darius. Please tell me next year whether you liked it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can't use it now, can you? So it's probably better than Steph's bad present.
So technically, I receive a gift which I don't have.
Yeah.
And probably I will never gonna get it.
Maybe. Who knows? I've given you the gift of anticipation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Did you push the update button on Discord?
No.
Okay then.
I haven't.
He did. You did, didn't you? All right. Anyway,
I was like, what is this? Why is it so green? And before I knew it, it's shit.
Oh, classic! You got caught out by the Discord disconnect. Oh, perfect. So, Steph, do you want your good present or your bad present first? Oh, Steph wants his good present. Oh, that means I have to get another Magic the Gathering pack so I can try and make it sound like I'm just giving him a good present. It's all it is just noise being put into a microphone at this point, though. So, Steph likes to end on a low. Oh, you don't want to say that. Okay, so this is from the Verge's good or best games of 2019 section. So, okay. So, Steph, right, the gift you've received is a laptop with 2 years of surveillance data. Okay, Steph says yes. Steph says yes, please. So, yeah, the game in question there is Telling Lies. That the weird FMV game that's the spiritual successor to Her Story. The one that I haven't actually got back to since I turned around and said, yeah, I should get back to playing that. But, I like, those sorts of games are sort of quite nice. Especially in the fact that, unlike Her Story, where you could sit there and eventually figure out absolutely everything in the story, in Telling Lies, you have to kind of choose what thread you want to go, because you got a limited amount of time before the game ends.
Okay.
And then you start again. But so yeah. So with have you played Her Story or Telling Lies? Have you heard of them before, Darius?
I have not. I've heard about Her Story.
Yeah.
So
you see, yeah. So you know about. Yeah, so you know about sort of with Her Story, it was a game by Sam Barlow. The game was basically you at a computer or like a police station going through a fragmented set of interviews of this one woman, trying to figure out what happened to her missing, then later on in the game, or earlier on in the game, dead husband. using keywords that you glean through the interviews. There's no other actors. It is just her responding to questions. That one is pretty apparent, Steph. She does kill him. Or is it her twin?
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. It's been out for a few years now. But, the idea is that, you pick up on little keywords, you search for those keywords in the database, and it brings up clips that you can then listen to in order to get more.
More information.
Yeah.
More keywords.
Yeah, exactly. That concept was expanded upon in Telling Lies.
Okay.
In the fact of the story of this is you're a character who has just got back to her house. She's just rushed in, opened up a laptop, and has received a message from a friend saying, "Here's 2 years of information. I hope you get what you need, because once you've uploaded your story, the computer will delete itself, but you're getting arrested by the morning." So you've got this time scale, and it's the same concept. You search a database using keywords to find sort of information on 4 seemingly unrelated characters, but all part of one big story. And there's a lot more. There's actors from it, big names, small names. The girl from the woman from the last series of Scrubs, the bad one. She actually plays a good part in this one. There's a bunch of sort of other sort of characters in it, but there's a lot more. And with the thing being it was surveillance data and sort of hacking into people's cameras in their houses, their laptops, their phones, it gives a bit more into it for it that way. And it was a pretty cool story. I mean, I followed one guy's thread, and it was quite depressing how it ended. But yeah, if you like those sort of games, sort of narrative ones where you can build your own story, go for it. So, Steph, that was my gift to you. So, do what you will with it for the next 6 hours. The police will be on their way later.
Pure stuff. Or maybe he will be happy about it because he is at work.
If they can find him.
At work.
Yeah, at work.
Don't you want to be relieved of your duty, Steph? Have some extra free time.
Free time. Yeah, but with fire. Right, okay, anyway, moving on. So I've got my good and bad presents. And I think it's safe to say that, you know what, I actually like to end my day on a high. So I'm going to open my bad present first. Oh no, that was the good present. No peeking.
Aww.
No peeking. It's alright, it's fine, it's good. Okay, I've received a copy of Anthem again. I've already got one copy of Anthem, it's a pile of shite now. Why would I want it again? Oh, it's been a bad year for BioWare and for EA. Well, no, actually EA have had a good year at the end of it with what was it? Jedi Fallen Order? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, if I say the full name of it.
That's quite alright.
Yeah. But they've had a bad year with the still lingering issues from Battlefront. More issues with developers. Steph asks, when did Anthem again come out? It hasn't, no. I just received a second copy of Anthem. I've got a PS4 one that I thought for a laugh I would buy from my local Asda for £8. Was it worth it? Was it fog? Loaded it in, got to character creation, it crashed.
Ooh.
Reloaded it, went to do the first couple of missions, got to Fort Tarsis, crashed. Was sat there in the middle of reading a lore entry, some graphics bugged out in the background. No, I didn't have the PC copy. I had Origin Access Premium, which I cancelled, and I'm happier without it. And so crashing everywhere. At least it didn't brick my PS4 like it did to other people. Good to know that happened. But yeah, no, I mean, the concept of the game, and we were all looking forward to this. The concept of the game was cool. Flying mech suits against, in an ever changing world that was rough and hostile as anything, and surviving and sort of getting famous while being a freelancer there. What we got was a really generic story about, oh yeah, this world screwed us all over and blah blah blah. But the main enemy of the game is some guy that we never see.
Is there even
because he's
an
behind
enemy?
a mask? Yeah, there's a place called the Dominion, or there's a faction called the Dominion, and they subjugate people and just take over the place. And some guy called the Monitor wanted to be a god. Right, okay, tell that to the other 5 games that have done the exact same gimmick. I mean, Jesus. And then, the fighting was fine, but it didn't stand out.
It wasn't something new. It wasn't something, revolutionary. Can't say it.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. But it was still kind of solid, I would say. It was there. It was fun.
Yeah.
But I think most of the people were anticipating a lot more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were looking for a Destiny killer.
Yeah.
And with the state that Bungie were in at the time, that's before they managed to get themselves out of Activision's greasy mitts. And, that would have been great if they could have done that, Activision was on the decline, Bungie were having trouble, Destiny is still all over the place. But, maybe the delay to February wasn't a good idea. Because it was at the end of last year that Bungie managed to get the IP for Destiny off Activision. And so they were able to improve it. And Shadowkeep is a good expansion. They're still suffering from old development tactics from Activision. But it's a good game. And, the stuff that they're doing is actually quite interesting with it now. Anthem hasn't had a major update since the game came out, really. It's got Cataclysm. But Cataclysm was supposed to be this big world-changing event, and it boiled down to score attack. So, 9 months, and you make a score attack mode. I'm out. I'm lost for words there. You got anything else on there, Darius?
Not really, because since last time I've played it with you guys, which is 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I still got it installed. I'm not sure why. Because there is still a hope that okay, let's give it another go, but
I mean, if
I know how bad it was, and I know what other games I do have and other tasks to do. I'm no, I don't want to be bothered with it.
I mean, if there is a tiny light at the end of the tunnel on this, is that they're apparently Anthem are going to try and pull. They're going to try and pull a Final Fantasy XIV. Basically, rebuild the game from the ground up, get rid of the crap that was before it, and and work on there. But Anthem is still, it's no. And for every bit of good news like that, there was still a bit of news that was right. They're now on their 3rd project lead. So yeah, it was bad news for Anthem, bad news for BioWare. Dragon Age 4 has basically got to be God at this point for them to still be alive as a developer. So, and even then it could probably come out and be the best thing since the Magna Carta, and it'll still, they'll still get absorbed by, and I'll steal this happily from Jim Sterling, Unichronic Arts. So, yeah. So that was my bad present. So we're halfway through the podcast. One of us has received a gift that they're really happy with, and 2 of us haven't. So Steph is still he doesn't give a crap. It just needs to come out so he can play it. But imagine this, Steph. What if it ends up in a cliffhanger that never gets resolved? We'll give him some time.
Stefan's on a delay.
He kills them all with fire. No, I just picture Steph would now become the physical manifestation of the scream. So it just hits a cliffhanger, and then, Oh, it's worse. It's a cliffhanger that BioWare knew about because they then put in their credits. Thank you very much for your 20 years of following us. It's been a shame we've had to end like this. And he'd just be like, ah! So, yeah. Right, so Darius.
Yes.
You've got your good present now.
Okay.
So, PC out the window, says Steph. No, that's not the present. Okay, so, what have you received here? Oh, this is an interesting one, according to the Verge. I don't know why I bought this for you. This is weird. Oh, you've received a replica sword and replica shield attached to a Pikachu.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is supposed to be Pokemon Sword and Shield. So, yeah.
I don't have a Switch.
Well, apparently you've been given one for this particular purpose. For the benefit of the podcast, we will assume that you have a Switch. This is an interesting one because it's a bit of an interesting discussion on why this is considered the best.
If I gonna get the Switch for Christmas, Stefan.
Is that a hint? Wink, wink. He's gone back to work, so he may hear that at some point. But yeah, this is an interesting one behind the fact that were there that few games that were considered good that Pokemon Sword and Shield came out as one of the top games of 2019? Did we really have that much of a bad year? I think we've had some good games on there. I've heard that Pokemon Sword and Shield is solid.
Yes, that's what I had as well.
Yeah, but not Game of the Year material.
And I will definitely play it, but Game of the Year? No, it's overstatement.
Yeah.
Because come on, it's just Pokemon. It's not like...
I mean, if we take out the account of the old Dexit argument, of removing all the, removing most of the old gen Pokemon from the series, or removing the national Pokedex, that was the one. It was still, functional. Okay, I like the idea of the open world, not just the routes that sort of gate you in until you've completed certain gyms and got certain sort of abilities. The whole wild area does sound pretty cool. The sort of the multiplayer raid things that you can do. Gigamax and Dynamax is fucking hilarious. So we've decided to in order to help you in your journey against giant humongous Pokemon, that we're going to give you the ability to get a bracelet that supersizes your Pokemon, or that gives the illusion of supersizing your Pokemon. I like that. I mean, the Mega Ring didn't really, oh right, so we're gonna pull a Digimon style thing that your Pokemon can evolve past its stage 3 temporarily and then come back. Sure. I'll take 30-foot Pikachu any day. I'll take a 35-foot Eevee, though. That's even funnier. Oi, oi! Or as it just goes and growls, grows 30 foot in size. Oi, oi! It's like, okay. I don't know how making yourself larger suddenly changes the tone of your voice, but yeah. Serviceable game.
Pikachu!
Yeah. Pika. Yeah, serviceable game. That's the thing. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of somewhere down the line, some Nintendo fan's gonna come up and go, "Oh, don't you dare! It's the best game ever! Oh, you hate Nintendo! You hate them! You hate them!" No, I like Nintendo to the point where I bought a fucking Wii U. Granted, it was
really
it was a heavy
concept.
discount, but yeah, definitely.
It's just, I think the quality of the games were not there. There were no AAA games on the Wii U. But other than that, they had a really solid concept for it.
Yeah, it was. It's like what Steph will have been saying. It was the confusion on whether it was actually a new console or if it was an adapter.
Yeah.
To the old Wii, I completely get that. But it's fun. It was all fun. we'll just have to see how they go. Well, I mean, we can see in the days of patching games now, we can see if they'll improve Sword and Shield to sort of add a bit more in. It just sounds like it was a game that they took a lot out of when they could have added more. But I'd still count it as a good Christmas present because at the end of the day, it's also still Pokemon. So
Yeah.
so maybe.
And it's quite solid game, so yeah, I would not get mad if I would get it.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with it.
Good. So Steph has he's gone in the middle of his producing duties to go back and do some work. However, we've still got his bad present to open. So
open it.
Yeah. So in absence here, we'll open that and okay. Yes, this present, Steph, we can be really happy with this. It's a seat to Sony's E3 conference. I should have probably checked to see that Sony was still doing an E3 conference when I got him this present.
As far as I know, they planning on.
No, this is the story of this year's E3 where Sony turned around and went.
No, I know they.
Nah.
Yeah, they were not there this year, but I think they are in next year.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see because I know that they've basically went the route of Nintendo. I mean, granted, I guess the good news on this could be a lot of developers are deciding that E3 is just an absolute bollocks fest.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I mean, this year's E3 was. Let's think of it this way. I can't remember it.
You cannot remember Keanu Reeves.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That was the only good part of it.
Yeah. No, you're awesome. Okay, yeah, that was the one thing.
One thing, literally one thing from the whole E3.
Yeah, but that was the Xbox presser, wasn't it? Which, yeah, I don't remember anything else of the Xbox presser.
Well, it was more like it was collaboration with Xbox and CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, but it's just that thing that I can't remember anything from it. I know. God, actually, no. Oh, Ubisoft did another stupid Just Dance, and we got the announcement of Watch Dogs Legion, which again sounds like a good game. But if we go back to your first Christmas present, a game that got delayed until 2020.
Exactly.
It was Xbox 2019, also known as here are these games that we said we're going to bring out this year, which aren't coming out. At least with Cyberpunk.
I kind of understand why some of the developers delay the games, because why to release it on PlayStation 4 when we can release it on PlayStation 5?
Yeah. True. PlayStation 5, Xbox. Switch. I mean, people still can bring stuff onto Switch. It's easy enough to do. It's just the fact that Sony moved on to doing the Nintendo style thing. I'll get myself back on track here with so Nintendo do direct, don't they? Those, like, what are they now, quarterly?
I don't know.
Videos
maybe.
where they talk about all their exciting Nintendo stuff. Where you had sort of like, Reggie Fils-Aimé as a puppet, for example. But yeah, so Sony, they now have the State of Play. So a quarterly announcement of PlayStation stuff. And the problem with State of Play is that they happen during a workday. I'm supposed to get excited when I don't get to see it until people have already talked all about it once I've returned home. The thing with E3 at least is that they sort of were designed with the world in mind of sort of having, timings for that. I know they were always hosted in LA, but they were hosted in LA during, the morning where everyone who was at E3 is already there. People who are at home can watch it in their time zones. People in the sort of the East could, watch it and discuss it there anyway because their day's already done. That's the thing. With State of Play and Nintendo Direct as well, it's just tough, especially when it felt like they didn't announce it. I don't remember Sony announcing a State of Play, just that it happened. Be surprised. So Steph's back. So he's missed his bad present, which was a seat at you just got a seat at Sony's last and upcoming E3 conferences, even though Sony have said that they're not doing conferences at this time. So yeah, hope you're happy. No. So that was that. So that now leads to one last present, and that's my last good present. So I'm excited here. Let's do this. Okay. Ah yes. Perfect. I've received a deed to the oldest house. The oldest house. Oh, that's the name of that headquarters in Control.
Ooh.
So, yeah, Control. Again, another divisive one by critics, but one that sounded very, very interesting and that I would like to play at some point. And I'm sure you've played it already at some point, haven't you, Darius?
It's quite good game.
Yeah.
It's not,
yeah,
again, it's not the game of the year, it's not the best game, but it's kind of weird and keep you engaged in it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And as someone who has, for me, as someone who has dabbled with SCP Foundation and read some of the SCPs that people have made on that, I like the fact of that being brought out in a AAA or AA, let's give it that sort of thing. I know that there have been SCP games before, but they're generally a bit like Slenderman style stuff of just walk around, grab pieces of paper, occasionally get jump scared by that one jump scary SCP. And in a world,
you don't jumping that often in this game.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Sort of in Control, Remedy have made it sort of, sure these sort of like, I don't know, what do they call them? What do they call the SCPs? These weird artifacts, these weird occurrences that goes on.
Well, the Hiss is the big force. The artifacts are the objects of power.
Ah, right, okay.
You've got both object of power and artifacts, I think.
Right. Okay.
One of them are like, they giving you, well, because you are director, they giving you some special powers, or for other people, they like possessing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the objects of power, where they are like enhance items and they can do something to people, but not in that extent.
Right, okay.
And it's kind of blurry how it was, because I played it quite some time ago. But ideally, yes, you've got like two different items. One are big ones, the other are small ones.
Right, I get that.
And in the big ones, there's like entity living in, which you're trying to, kill to get a new power, basically.
Right. I get you. Now, see, I really want to play that now, just so I can look forward to it, because I know there's a sort of a side area that you can go to. There's an SPC of one of the SPC stories, or SCP, all right, secure, control, protect. It was I've forgotten the number for it, but it was basically rebar concrete. And the whole idea behind it is that there always had to be someone staring at this piece of concrete.
Yes.
Because I've heard in Control there's something different. I think it's like a fridge or something. And there's a guy who's sat in there staring and is wanting to know why his friend's not come and relieved him of his duty yet.
Yes.
So it's just like, oh god. Because in SCP, the rebar concrete, if you move your focus away from it, will just move and kill you, break your neck. And it's a lot of that is apparently there's a rumour that SCP was the inspiration for the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who.
Ooh.
So the idea of some sort of undestroyable force that could easily kill you, but you have to not be seeing them in order to do it. So Yeah, that's sort of fun. The other one, there's some others. I'm trying to remember other SCP ones. Oh yeah, there was one that's basically, this is where I feel like the oldest house is. One of the stories was about an IKEA store that just looked like a normal IKEA store on the outside, but the moment you went into it, you ended up in some sort of pocket dimension where it was an infinitely expanding IKEA store.
Yeah. Well, this is like you need a specific item to navigate it, and you can go there at the end of the game, literally. And before that, when you go into that room, it's like a infinite maze.
Ooh.
It's like infinite maze. However, from time to time, it will put you in the starting place, so you can always get back.
Yeah. So that's because I feel that's what the whole oldest house thing.
Yeah.
Sort of is, isn't it? So, sort of an interesting story. But yeah, no, it's a solid game, and with the fact that what people are most excited about is that one of the expansion packs or one of the DLCs coming out for Control references the fact that Alan Wake may actually be occurring in the same sort of universe as Control.
That would be interesting.
I think what do they call it? It's, an altered world experience or something like that. But so the name of the expansion is just called AWE. But it's sort of heavily implied that either events in Alan Wake are part of the same sort of universe as Control, or that stuff that has happened in one of the games is leaking through to the other.
Well, the events are quite similar, at least, isn't it? Because in both of them, we've got like those kind of like entities. However, in Alan Wake world, they are more like afraid of light. Where in Control, you just got a gun and shoot them in the head.
Yeah, they're weak to more normal methods of destruction. But yeah, no. So that's they're the Christmas presents that we got.
Yay!
So we're just looking. I'm just going to look at some of the list. We'll just go through a very very brief thing of the list. So these were the other 10 best games of the year that The Verge gave. Baba Is You. I've heard of the name, and that's all I know.
Okay, no idea what that is.
Yeah, some little puzzle game. Devil May Cry 5 is on their list.
Well, as always, it's probably is on another quite good old hack and slash, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Fire Emblem Three Houses, which, as I've been editing Better Together, is actually a very good game. I do like that, and that's actually what got me into Fire Emblem and Awakening. Speaking of Awakening, actually, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is on the list. The Outer Wilds, not the Outer Worlds. Then we had Pokemon Sword and Shield. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Sounds like a really, really good game that I would not be able to play. But, yeah. Telling Lies was on there. And, of course, my favourite game of the year, Untitled Goose Game. Honk!
So are you literally playing the goose?
Yeah. Yeah, you play as a horrible goose in a quaint little English village, and you just have to complete tasks off a list.
I would put a bee simulator in it. A bee simulator.
A bee simulator?
A bee honeybee.
Oh, bzz, bzz.
Yeah, because that looks great on trailers.
Does sound good. I mean, I think 2020 or 2020, depending on how you want to go, is the year of obnoxious animal simulators or insects. Yeah, that sounds like the way to go. What were the other disappointments of the year? Let's see. Oh, WWE 2K20. Just that's a disappointing moment in gaming. I'd say disappointed. I'd say it's probably the funniest in terms of glitches. So Oh, Steph's got to hide.
Hide and seek, Steph.
Yeah. Apparently, Crackdown 3, disappointment in gaming. Yeah, well, they sneaked it out. No Terry Crews can save that. Reggie Fils-Aimé retiring from Nintendo is considered a disappointment in gaming. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. Reggie was the face of was effectively the face of Nintendo at that point, especially in the West. So, but, best thing, at least now, they have Doug Bowser as the head of Sony of Nintendo of America now. I mean, Doug Bowser. What a name. We briefly touched on Fallout 76 subscription service, and we will continue to briefly touch on it, therefore, but $100 for a year, get lost.
Seriously?
And of course, yep.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah. But, we talked about that and it was hilarious. But, we don't want to kick a dead... what the name of the cows in that game? Those. Brahmin. That's it. We don't want to kick a dead Brahmin on the ground. And then, of course, the big disappointment in gaming was the fact that, Blizzard banned someone for wanting to talk about human rights.
Oh, yeah.
So, that was a thing. But, you know what? 2019 hasn't been all that bad. It could have been worse.
Oh, it was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
The only thing which I am kind of like disappointed is the fact that some of my Kickstarter games were delayed. Like board games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Board games. That's the problem though. Really usually is it like distribution problem or design problem?
Production.
Yeah. Seems to be the common thing with Kickstarter these days now is that sort of production.
It wasn't like a massive delay. It was like just 3 months here, a month there.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the project was delayed by 3 months, the other by a month.
Not too bad in the scheme of things, and it's
No,
not like
it's
it was.
not.
It's not like it was 2 years, was it? So.
No, because ideally Kickstarter, you just backing up the idea, and they giving you the estimate when they hoping to achieve the goal. So you have to consider it. You might not even get the reward.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a risk, isn't it? It's an investment. It's a venture.
Yes. So I'm happy. I'm happy they're coming. A little bit of shame that Tainted Grail arrived too late, very late this year, and The Edge is arriving at the end of January. Other than that, yeah, it was good year.
Oh,
busy
good.
year for me because I wasn't here often.
No,
but definitely.
you were busy. It's just it happens. But things we'll be looking forward to. So it'll be all good. So we're gonna wrap this up like a Christmas present. And we'd just like to say that if you've liked what you've heard, like, share, subscribe, click the bell, so you get more videos. Leave a comment. Talk about what your disappointments and excitements were of this year. And, keep an eye out for next year. We're going to have a lot of stuff being planned. And maybe even some of it coming to fruition. So,
hopefully.
We'll be looking forward to that. So, all we can say is thank you, Darius, and thank you, Stefan.
Thank you, Stefan, if you're here, if not.
Yeah, if you're not, we'll pay your bail later. And all we can say from the rest of the Immaterial gamers, have a good Christmas and New Year, and we will be back in 2020 with a new recorded podcast, but we'll get that best of out there as well. So, goodbye.
Thank you, and bye-bye.